Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and today I wanted to talk about the CrossFit Open because it is the end almost of January and the Open is less than a month away. But I feel like all of us think we're not ready for it, but we are ready for it. If you've been CrossFitting all year, like you've improved somewhat from last year, you can probably get something out of the Open. Even if it's to tell yourself that maybe you haven't worked as hard as you've worked in the last year, I think everyone can get something out of the Open. So if you're looking at this and thinking I'm going to rag on the Open personally, I am not. I am a big advocate for the Open. This will be my 9th CrossFit Open. And I started this YouTube journey documenting my CrossFit Open experience in 2022. I'll link that up here in case you're curious to see it. But the Open for me has always been a super positive thing, even if that year I didn't improve. That doesn't mean that I didn't get anything out of the Open because that's data that I can use in my training next year. So I always think the Open is important. I've heard some people complain about the $20 it costs, but in my opinion, $20 is not that much. And I know everyone is in a different financial situation. If you don't want to do the Open, that's totally fine. But I'm not sure if that $20 argument really holds true. $20 is a lot, but what I like about spending the $20 is that I have all that data from years ago. So like I said, this is my 9th Open. My first Open was 2015. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and this will be 23. And never missed an Open, never missed a workout in an Open. I've logged every single workout. And because of that, because I spent that $20, I can now go back and see my scores for every single one of those workouts. And that's just so beneficial when it comes to one of the main parts of CrossFit, which is the testability of it. That you could see growth and progression or a decline over time based on these scores. So I think that's just so valuable, and you can write it down in a notebook, you can write it down on a phone, but those things get lost more easily than the CrossFit system that they've set up to keep all of our scores. So I find it to be worth it. Also, I believe that money is used by CrossFit to go towards the production of the games. And I know at times people will complain about the production of the games, and sometimes that changes based on Open participation. So that money helps fund the CrossFit games that you all watch, or may watch if you decide to watch it, but that many people watch for free on YouTube. You don't pay a cent for that, but if you contribute to the Open, you're contributing to that. And I like that too, so I believe in CrossFit, I believe in the methodology, I believe in the Open, and I will always do it. Even at times, I did once decline, and that was the 2021 year from 2020, which was the Open that actually happened in 2019 when they tried to change things. But the 2021 Open, I did have a slight decline from 2020. And that just happens. And it was just a different experience. I had just moved less than a week before the Open started to San Francisco. I didn't even have a gym yet. I had to do a lot of the workouts masked. That was just the rules at the time. So I didn't do as well. And that's okay. And it's okay to see that. And then I got to take that in 2021 and use that for 2022 to improve. So I encourage everyone to sign up for the Open if you can do it, if you're not injured and you're able to do it and you have space to do it. I say, why not sign up? The data is valuable, really just to compare yourself against yourself from years to come. Like I can compare myself to where I was in 2015 and so have fun, and you get to see where you stack up in the world. I think it's all pretty cool, and I think it's a really cool thing that we do that's very unique to the CrossFit community. So I am an advocate for the Open, but this video is about a Reddit thread that I saw. It popped up as one of my recommended threads, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So let's get into it. So it's in the CrossFit subreddit, and it was posted by a user named Not Rich Froning. So I guess we can establish that out of all the people in the world, it is not Rich Froning, or maybe that's what Rich Froning would say if he didn't want to be identified. But anyway, it says, how excited are you for the Open? I've been doing this whole CF Train for Open for the past 6 years now, trying to gauge the temperature in the room. So I think it's really interesting to take this from somebody who's just randomly posting it on Reddit, because if I were to post it on Reddit and people were to know it's from my YouTube channel, I feel like the responses may be different. This is a very organic, authentic way to get these responses, so I thought we'd take a look at them. So this person, they have about 1,500 votes on this, so that's a significant amount. And these are my dog's paws. He's laying right here. So the options are, I've already signed up, not even a little bit, whatever, but once it comes around, I guess we'll reluctantly get on board. What is the Open even? Too old for this shit. And I train for Hydrox now. So the top vote getter is not even a little bit. And I am a little bit disappointed to see that, but I do think sometimes the people that respond to these kind of things are the people that have something big to say versus the people who are like, yeah, I do it. They're just not as likely to click on this, I feel like. But I'm interested to see what some of the comments say. But the second top answer is, whatever, but once it comes around, I guess I'll reluctantly get involved. So I think that's optimistic too, because I do think this was put up at the beginning of January. And a lot of people who have been doing CrossFit for a long time, the Open's just sort of part of it, but they don't necessarily train for it the same way. Some people are just casual gym goers, will do it to be part of their CrossFit community and have fun doing it, but are like 6 weeks, 7 weeks out, like, yeah, let's go Open. So I do think it's good to see that's the number 2 one. We do have a couple people that said, I've already signed up, but that looks like it is the 4th highest answer. Still good to see. Let's see what some of the comments say. So one of the top comments with the most upvotes says, need an option for doing the workouts, but we'll find a better way to spend 20 bucks. I've already explained a little bit about why I think it is worth spending the money to do it with CrossFit. And I think it really connects you to the community in a different way than just doing it with your gym. And I think a lot of these people that don't spend the money, but do the workouts, often the people that are like, oh, I think I did it back in 2017, but I don't remember what I got. And if you had done the workouts and spent the $20, you would have that data still, which is why I do it. Because it's beneficial to have that data and to be able to see 5, 6, 10 years from now how you did back then and how you've improved or how you've changed now with different lifestyle factors. Another comment that also has a ton of upvotes is, I'm over it, took it super seriously for the first 6 years of CrossFit, but for the last 5 years, I've progressively gotten less interested. I'm not learning anything new from it, basically, and it's just added stress that doesn't benefit my life. I may do the workouts, I may not, but I'm certainly not sending CF my $20 for the privilege. Again, I've explained a little bit what that $20 goes to, and if you believe in the methodology, I think it can be beneficial to support the organization that brought us this methodology and that helps to continue to spread CrossFit. I know some people have some differing opinions on how much they're doing, if they're doing enough of it, but ultimately, I think a lot of us were exposed to CrossFit through seeing it somewhere that had to do with CrossFit headquarters, an affiliate that is affiliated with CrossFit headquarters, a video that is athletes or that was directly affiliated with CrossFit. So I do think that CrossFit HQ in some ways has impacted a lot of our lives, and this little bit of money can be worth spending for those who have it to spend. But I'm totally willing to hear your opinions in the comments, so please leave a comment. If you're doing the Open, I definitely want to hear that, and I want to cheer you on. I'm going to be documenting my Open journey, so subscribe if you want to see that and watch me suffer. Here's a comment, and this is a lot of what I hear from people as well. I have done it the past 2 years, but I don't think I'm doing it this year. I missed a lot of training in November and December due to illness that my daughter brought home from daycare. I may sign up last minute depending on how January goes. And I think part of the experience of CrossFitting as a regular person, and even for the elite athletes, is that our fitness changes over time. And it's kind of cool to document those journeys. And I think it's kind of cool to look back and be like, oh, that year, that's what I was going through. I was recovering from an injury and didn't do quite as well. I was moving and didn't do quite as well. I had some job issues and didn't do quite as well. But then it's cool to see, but the next year I came back from all of that and improved. So I think it can be valuable to sign up even if you don't feel like you're at your very best, because this is like a competition that you're going to compete in front of an audience of people. This is something that you do in your gym with your CrossFit community. It's just supposed to be fun and just supposed to be a yearly test to see where you're at, whether that's better or worse. and just to have that check-in, because some people never do competitions. That's totally fine, but this is a valuable thing that we just don't see in a lot of other fitness areas, and I think it's pretty cool that CrossFit does this. So again, I think it's cool. I'm gonna sign up. And this is probably a comment that I probably most relate to for this one. It says, not seeing an option for excited, but haven't signed up yet, so I picked the whatever one. Zero competitive aspirations, but it's the best opportunity to get a balanced progress report every year. My gym's Friday Night Light events are fun too. I think this is the mentality I hope a lot of people have towards the Open. May or may not be true. Kind of my mentality. I would love to make it to quarterfinals again. My training is different this year because of some things going on in my life. So maybe it doesn't happen, but it just gives me a thing to shoot for, and I enjoy that. I personally think I liked it a little bit better with the 5-week Open that got a little bit progressively harder in movements as you went, and that was all we did. But I think a lot of other people like the 3-week Open because for people that aren't gonna get to quarterfinals, it's a little bit more accessible with less workouts and less of a commitment. So I totally get that. Quarterfinals is a commitment if you get there and do it. It is a lot of workouts and a lot of volume for a weekend, and you gotta have the time to do all of it. And the old Open sort of provided similar results, but you didn't have to spend that extra time and do all those extra workouts. And I think I'll end with this comment here. It says, signed up for the first time, started CrossFit in August last year. No clue how I'll do as I can't even RX 90% of the WODs, but who cares? Let's have some fun. I think that's a great attitude to have going into the Open. If this is gonna be your first Open, then just have fun with it. Also, everything is a PR. It's your first Open. You're doing it, and that is super awesome. So I just encourage everybody to sign up if you can. If you have the $20, it's worth it in my opinion. And that's just my opinion, but I figured I would offer it here. If you want to check out this Reddit thread, I'm going to link it in the description below. This way everyone can read all the comments if they're curious, and even leave your own if that's something you want to do. Again, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. My Open's coming, not sure how I'll do. Slightly above average athlete, I'd say. But again, just like most of you watching, I have a full-time job. And the elite athletes are fun to watch, but I figured I would offer my perspective because it's a little bit more accessible, more relatable, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. This whole time I was filming this video, I had this guy just laying by my legs. Hi, buddy. Want to say hi to the vlog? Hi, vlog. Okay, bye. Boop. And I just wanted to throw this in here as well. These are the Open participation numbers. This is from an article from Morning Chalk Up that was published last year during the Open. And you can see we hit our peak in 2018, went down in 2019, went down even farther in 2020. And I think that's because there were 2 Opens in the 2019 year, the 2019 Open in February and the 2020 Open in October. And you saw a 33% drop off with that. And I think that was just having 2 Opens in 6 months and people weren't into it. 2021, we saw a little bit of an increase. In 2022, we saw more of an increase. So my hope is we're going to see even more of an increase this year in 2023. We'll see if it happens, but fingers crossed.